Hello, friends. Welcome to my craft room. My name's Glenda Mollett, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located on the west coast of Canada. And tonight we're going to do a technique. And then, of course, we'll stamp a card. But just let me head over to Facebook so I can make sure I'm streaming where I need to be streaming in my VIP group, which is not going to happen for too much longer because Facebook is changing things. And soon I won't be able to stream live into a Facebook group, which means I have to do some changes, but that's okay. That's not your problem. That's my problem. And I'm hoping that people are going to join us because tonight I am going to be doing. Hello, Renee. Yes. Okay. I'm running. Hopefully I'll be able to see the comments. Hi, Connie. All right. So I've been having computer issues with lagging and not working. And we took it to the computer doctor and they said it's not the computer. There's nothing wrong with your computer. Yay! I'm so excited. So I used to go live using Firefox. Tonight I'm using Edge and I'm going to see if that makes a difference. So if some of you out there, as you're watching, if you can let me know, is it streaming good? Can you hear me? Is everything normal? And while you do that, I'll flip you around because it's chocolate and tea time. So I have my cup of tea. This is just plain, well, it's decaf tea. And it's in my special Empress Hotel China mug that my sister got for me. Okay, so I don't see. Oh, good. Hi, Eva. Thank you for letting me know. I was just going to say I don't see anybody answering, so maybe I wasn't live anymore. Okay, good. Good go. Okay, time for your chocolate. I cleaned things out a bit. There, I have a mini Toblerone, Kit Kat, these Wafamios, which are like Bueno. There's still a chocolate Easter bunny or two left in there. There's celebration cookies, the round ones with the caramel. And there's a Hershey Nuggets. This is the special dark chocolate with almond one. And then I have, for those that don't like chocolate like me, some high chews. So take your chocolate and I'll have a sip of tea and we will carry on because I am going to show you how to do the Stampin' Blends and rubbing alcohol technique tonight. I've been playing with this lately and I'm having so much fun. So tell me in the comments, let me know, have you ever done this technique? Oh, Eva wants a high chew. Okay, you have a choice, Eva. Do you want strawberry or grape? Or have them both. Have one of each. I have lots. I ordered 2 huge bags from Amazon because I'm taking one camping with us next week. Oh, Renee wants the Hershey Nugget. Okay, here we go. Special dark chocolate with almonds. Hi, Nadine. Oh, Eva took the grape. Okay, so tonight, have you done this technique before? I've done it a couple of times, and there will be a card in my is it this one? Yes, it's my Thoughtful Expressions class that is coming up on Wednesday, April the 17th. So I know this poster has this card here, but that's not the card we're doing. I have a special, well, the card, the technique that I'm doing tonight, I have included it in the 4th card for the Thoughtful Expressions monthly tutorial subscription coming in April. So if you are part of my tutorial subscription people, then you will get the tutorial on how to do a whole entire background this way. And if you're not part of my tutorial, you need to become part of my tutorial. Hey, Janet. Oh, Janet, I got yours. Wait. It's here. Wait. Where did it go? I just had it. Oh, there it is. There you go. Janet, special chocolate. Hey, Wendy. Okay, I'm still waiting to hear if anybody's done this technique before. So contact me if you want to register for this. I put the registration link in the description of this video. $35 gets you kits for the 3 cards plus some iridescent dots, and then you can add the bundle or the suite. And if you get the suite, then you get the card kits for free, and it includes the champagne iridescent. What are they called? Champagne iridescent gems. Hey, Pat. Okay, so here's the card. I've got a couple of them. I used sentiments that I made with the Thoughtful Moments embossing folder, hybrid embossing folders thing. And I have a whole bag full of them, so I wasn't going to do it tonight because I want to show you the technique of the alcohol and blends. But this is the Thoughtful Moments hybrid embossing folder. And it comes with dies. And the dies fit in here on the side that has the Stampin' Up logo. They just, oh, let me take a sip of my tea and then I'll get it out of my way. There we go. So it goes on the side that has the Stampin' Up logo, and you move it around till it pops down into the channels that they've made for it. Then you put your cardstock in there and run it through your machine, and you end up with these. So you can do it just plain, or I tried gold embossing powder. And this was on one of my Thursday nights, I do believe, when I did this. So I put Versamark ink and then added gold embossing powder after it came out of the embossing. And look at that. Look at that. Isn't that cool? I'm not using that because it's the wrong color combination. And then I did tone on tone. So this is Highland Heather with Gorgeous Grape. And then this one was Misty Moonlight and Basic White. And then this one is Lost Lagoon and Basic White, which is what I used on this one. And then I have some that I made out of the rose gold foil, and that's what I used on that one. So we may have time to pick a sentiment for this card, and we may not. And if we do, and you want me to, I can definitely, I'm just making room for my stuff there. If we have time and you want me to, I can definitely show you how those work. Okay, nobody say they done that technique. So good. Let me show you how it goes. So I'm using, they're very fragile, and this one got folded over. The colors I am going to use tonight are Lost Lagoon, Pretty Peacock, and Wild Wheat. And that's the colors I've used here, both of them. Now, you can use all sorts of different color combinations, and I am happy to do a different color combination for you once I show you how to do this. And then I did some flicking of color in the background and added some Pretty Peacock and gold ribbon. And then there's the inside. And these dies are the perennial posted. Oh, no, they're not. I didn't get them out. They are the painted lavender dies. I use this one from the painted lavenders. And then this, I used the deckled rectangles, but I'm going to use the perennial postage dies tonight because I like them. And the inside is stamped with painted lavender. And I'm going to finish it off with some petal pink and Pretty Peacock foiled gems. Man, we have such an amazing selection of gems. And I just got new ones in my box yesterday. So these came out with the latte suite. And I didn't get the latte suite, but you know me and embellishments. I love them. I love having lots of choices. So I ordered these. They are called the adhesive back swirl dots. So they're meant to look like coffee swirls. And you see that in the back, inside those? I love them. I haven't used them yet because I haven't created, I misspoke. I did create something today, and if we have time, I will show it to you. Now, I was going to show you a card I got. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. So I got some mail. I got some happy mail. My friend Miran sent me a calendar. Miran lives in Victoria, and she is the queen of 3D items. So this is, it sits on your desk like this, and it has a 2024 mini calendar on that side, and on this side is a little tiny piece of Post-it note. That it's one of the little ones that she put on there sideways. I tell you, she is the queen of 3D. And then I got a card from Valerie. Isn't that pretty? Hello, Dimity. I love receiving stuff. Oops. Did you see that card that I just had sitting there? Did you see it? This is going to be one of my fun folds coming up in March. March? Yes, in March. I think it's in March. Anyways, I'm not going to show you the fun fold, but I will show you my new stamp set. It's called Magnolia Mood. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I love this. So you might have seen a picture of this flower in my on my page because I teased everybody on my page. Okay, so let's get busy and we're going to do the technique. So you need, to do this technique, you need something to protect your surface. You need vellum. And this is the cardstock weight vellum, not the paperweight vellum, because there's two different weights. You need, where'd it go? You need some rubbing alcohol, and I'm using 99%. And I put some into a little container instead of going right out of the bucket there. An aqua painter, a water painter pen, or I'm just using a paintbrush. Now, I'll turn this over because otherwise we're going to get confused. Oh, okay, let me get new paper towel because I don't want you getting confused to the color between the color that's already on there and the color that I'm adding. Okay, there we go. Oh, Nadine saw it. All right, so you start out with the lightest color, and this is Light Lost Lagoon, and you're just going to put color everywhere. By the time I finish using all of these colors, it's going to be a completely full sheet. And every time I do this, I try to do it a little bit differently, just because I like to play with it. So we'll just put a little bit up here. So that was Light Lost Lagoon. Now we'll go on to Dark Lost Lagoon. Hey, Marcia. Going to add a little bit. And I like going over top of it because then it does these really cool dark lines that I really like. Now there's not much of a difference between these two colors, but that's okay. There's a little bit of a difference. And we'll just add some in there like that. So that was Dark Lost Lagoon. Now we'll go on to Light Pretty Peacock, and this is where we'll start getting the color in. And just go into it and do it. And I'm leaving some areas in between that I can go in and add some wild wheat to it. So if you were going to do this technique, and if we have time and you want me to do another one, what color combinations do you think we should do? Okay, that was light Pretty Peacock. Now I'm going to go in with dark Pretty Peacock. Let's turn it a bit so I get some color going the other way. Now, I got to remember that I'm only going to add 2 more colors, which is basically 1 more color. And I want to make sure that it's all covered. You don't want to have any blank spots in your coloring. And I'm going right out to the very edge. This is so tough for me because I don't do random very well, but I'm getting better. Oh, pinks and purples. That would be perfect, Marie. Okay. Now, add it in there. A little bit up here. You can always go back and add more too. Now we'll take the light wild wheat and add a whole bunch. And you see how I'm going over top of those greens? And that's going to add more of those gorgeous dark lines that I love. And the reason I love them is because they add different texture, but they also stay shiny when you do this technique. And you overlap the colors like this. They go, that dark line that you get goes shiny. And I like the fact that this turns it into, it's almost like gold. You can do full sheets of this too. I did not want to do a full sheet because that will take forever. But you can definitely do full sheets. And it dries quite quickly, so I'm not having to worry about like my hand going over top of it and smudging it. Smudging would be fine too. And a little bit over here and down in that corner. Okay, and now I'll go. Hi, Kathy Jean. Pat says berry burst, daffodil yellow, granny apple green, and petal pink. Aha. Okay, now I'm going in with my dark, and I'm going to make sure all the rest of the color the holes are filled in. And I guess if you were doing something that was smaller, like I'm going to do die cuts on this, so I really don't have to fill all this in, but it gives you options. You can move your dies around, and you could use whatever's left over for different die cuts. Can you see how it's adding those gorgeous lines in there? I'll show you in a sec when I get everything on there. Just making sure I've got all the holes done. Okay, over here, a little bit over there. And you don't have to take a long time doing this because when you add the rubbing alcohol, it moves it all around anyways. Okay, just about there. A little bit more. Down around the bottom. And I'm sorry if you're commenting because I'm not watching. There we go. Okay, I think I've got it. Oh, no, I missed a spot right here. Okay, now we're done that part. Now comes the fun part. So I have a piece of plastic that is about the size of a gift card or a credit card. And I'm going to use it to flick because you get totally different look if you flick or if you just dip it like this, touch it. So load up your brush, and you don't want too much because the more you have, the bigger your holes are going to be. And if I just stick it on there, can you see it working? Can you see if I put a dot right there, can you see how it spreads out? So the more you have on your brush, the more it spreads out. And then I'm going to take my brush and I'm just going to flick like this, and I'm going to get smaller dots. Because I can always go back and add bigger ones afterwards. And you can also, if you've got a, oh, I missed a whole bunch right there. Oh, well. We used to have a tool. It was like a, hang on, I'll go get it because I know where it is. And I'll just let that, see how those are going together and making great big huge things. And then there's this big one over here. Hang on. So we used to have this, and it's a blower, and you're supposed, when we first had them, we would put a marker in there and go like this, and it would spritz dots everywhere. But you can put, it's dry. You can put this on here like that, and then do this, and see how it will move it. See how it, you can directionally move things. Let's try again here. We'll put a big, and see how it, can you see how it's moving? Or are you too far away? Do you want me to zoom in a bit to do this? Tell me while I go get some more vellum. Let me know if you want me to zoom in so you can see it up closer. I'm just going to grab another piece and we'll do some coloring. I think you guys are sleeping out there tonight. But there we go. Now, if I put white in behind it, you can see it a little bit better. Oops. There. That's what our background looks like so far. Fan brush works well for that. I use it, and a blower also. A kid's snot sucker works. Okay, Wendy, I don't have a kid's snot sucker, but it's good to know. It's funny. Okay, let's see what's going to happen if I put a blob and then just kind of go like this. Oh, see how it fans it out like that? That's cool. See, and if you have big holes like this and you don't like them, just go back in with some color, recolor it. Fill that hole in again and add some more rubbing alcohol to it. And you can get it, if you get your holes too big, see, then you can just go over top of it. Okay, I'm good with that. You guys are so quiet. Is that because you've done this and you're bored, or what? So there's my piece. And it's pretty well dry except for that spot that I just did, but I'm going to leave it over to the side. Now, let's pull in, what did Pat say? Berry burst, daffodil, and granny apple. Petal pink is too light, Pat. Petal pink won't work. But berry burst, where's berry burst? Berry burst, daffodil, and granny apple. Let's do a green one because I've got another piece here. It did turn out pretty. Okay, so you'll start with your lightest. Now, I'm not going to go light and dark I'm just going to go with 3 colors. Dark Daffodil Delight, dark Berry Burst, and dark Granny Apple Green. Just for, oops, oh, you can use that side. It probably goes faster if you use the, the brush side. It does. Interesting. Okay. That was Daffodil Delight. Now we'll go Berry Burst. Interested to see how it does going up against these two different colors too. This is going to be so pretty. I've done quite a few color combinations over the years with this. Depends on what I'm doing it for. Okay, that was Berry Burst. Now we'll go in there with some Granny Apple. Fill in the rest of the holes. Okay, the Berry Burst and Granny Apple kind of go a little bit browny mud when you put them together. Got to add some more yellow up there in that corner. So it's not, so far, it's not going to be the best color. But that's okay. I need to put over there, finish off the corners. And you don't have to take time to be precise and pretty with this, because it's all about the way the ink moves, not the patterns that you put the ink in. I'm going to add a bit of berry in that corner. Okay, just going to add a little bit of yellow up here and a little bit here. And then I want to add some berry down there in that corner. There we go. Okay, let's see what this one does when I add the rubbing alcohol. And I'll do it the same as I did before. We'll do some dots. Add, I'm running out here. Just to start things moving. Now, that's interesting. Put this is cool. I'm kind of pushing it all in the same direction. And if I go in real close and really do a burst, it kind of moves it everywhere. Okay. Now let's get, where'd I put my plastic? Do some flicks on there now. And this just adds marbling by doing this. Oh my goodness, this is so pretty. Maybe we'll use this one to do the leaves instead of the green one. Okay, there we go. So let me lift this up and put it on some white. You could blow through a straw. Absolutely, you can. But then I'd have to get my head in the way. And you guys wouldn't see anything because my head would be in the way. Okay, so now the next step, let me get the one that's dry. The next step is to take your colors. So I have the dark ones of each of those, and the side of the blends that I don't use for coloring, because this will ruin your tip. Just warning you, if you use the brush end to color, don't do this because you will ruin this. So I'm just flicking some of this color on top. So that was the dark Lost Lagoon. Now I'm going in with dark pecan pie. No, pretty peacock. Sorry, got my colors mixed up. Pecan pie would be cool. There we go. Then finish off with some wild wheat. Now you can go in afterwards if you want and put some more alcohol and do some more technique-y things to it, but I'm just going to leave it like that. So there we go. So now you've got the big ones, you've got some blown ones, and we've got marbling, and then we've got flicks of color on top. And the last step to do is take your Wink of Stella, because everything's better with Winky on it, and add some Wink of Stella on there exactly the same way. This, you have to have your Wink of Stella has to be wet, though you can't do this with a partially dry Wink of Stella. Now, what would happen? What would happen if I picked up a little bit of that and, ooh. Okay, this is going to make my Wink of Stella need to be restarted again after rubbing alcohol on there, but you guys probably can't see what it's doing, but it's moving the ink because I put rubbing alcohol on there. Yeah, it might not work doing a demo. That's right. So there we go. So where I put the Wink of Stella on, it has had rubbing alcohol, so it's reactivated the colors again, and they're starting to do a little bit of blending, but it has bling on it now. Okay. I'm going to go and do the same thing with this one. So I'll take my dark berry burst. Now, I blew this one that way, so I'm going to do my flicks a little bit different direction, because you can tell, in some instances, you can tell the directionality of the flicks. Oh, goodness me, people. This is so pretty. Wonderful color combination, Pat. Good job. There we go. So that was pink or berry burst, granny apple green. I'm going to finish off with a little bit of daffodil delight. This one's quite juicy, so I'm getting bigger blobs with that, which is really cool. All right, now Wink of Stella. Now, is this working? This Wink of Stella is almost dry, and I'm trying to make it work. I can hear it's got nothing left in it. Okay, we're going to use this. Now, I checked this afternoon, and Wink of Stella is still not, there's still no date on when Wink of Stella will be available again. But when it comes back in, I will be ordering myself 6, and then I will be making sure I reorder it when I get down to 4. Oh, okay, let me get the white so I can show you what this one looks like. There you go. Look at that. Can you see how gorgeous that is? Oh, okay. I have to put them off to the side to dry. So tell me, which one do you think we should use to create the card? We're going to cut a bunch of die cuts out. Which one do you think? Because if you want this one, then I would change this to Granny Apple Green. And then we would probably have to change that ribbon too. So do you think the Berry Burst one or the Wild Wheat one? Which one? Oh, Valerie, yes, I have your address, and I showed your card. Were you here when I showed your card? Because I got your card in the mail today. Thank you. Valerie says yellows. Marcia says both. Berry Burst. Okay. Use some of both. All right. So I'm going to take this and not use that. How about if we do white on white? I think that would be all right. I just got to grab another piece of white. Because then we can do any color we want. Right? So I'm going to cut out one of these with, where did I put the postage dies now? Oh, there they are. So I'm going to use the perennial postage dies for this, just for something different. And I'll run them through my machine. So you saw that Magnolia card earlier. What do you think of that stamp set? Do you think, oh, just another flower? Or do you like it? I will be doing a fun fold with it later in March. It's either later in March or the beginning of April, one of the two. I don't remember which date I'm working on. So I'm ahead quite a bit, which is good because I'm not going to be here in March. Oh, Valerie wasn't here. Oof. Okay, one layer. Now we'll do the other layer. Clean my plate off because it's going on white. Run that through. Okay, we have our layers. Now there's some stamping in the background on this one. So I need to get, first of all, I need to get rid of all of these markers because they're in my way. And I have to get Granny Apple Green ink. Where are you? Okay, Granny Apple Green. Oh, Nadine wants it really bad. She loves magnolia and lives in the south. Yeah, we have a magnolia tree in our yard. Well, it's kind of half in our yard. When we moved in, not only did I want dogwood, and I've told you about the dogwood story before, but I wanted a magnolia tree, and I wanted a pink one. And my neighbor decided one day that she was going to be nice because we share the property line. So we share the garden where at the property line. And she just was out shopping and ran across a magnolia tree that was on sale for $5. And being the person she is, she decided to get it because it was on sale and it was a magnolia tree and she knew I wanted one. So she said, we'll put it in the garden between the two of us and we'll be able to share it. Well, what she didn't know was it's a white one and it's completely white and it's so boring. There's no color in it at all. So I was a little bit disappointed. Okay, there's that. And get the other dies out so I can do some die cutting. I'm going to take a few turns going through this because I can't cut them I can cut them more than one at a time, but I don't want to cut that paper up. There's one. So I do have a magnolia tree. Well, half a magnolia tree. And it is pretty and it blooms early in the spring. I just wish it was not white. I wish it had some color. Because in my craft room, if things don't have color, I just add color to it. But you can't do that to a tree. But it sets the buds in November and December, and then it blooms in April. It's one of the first blooming things out there. Oh, look at this. Isn't this gorgeous? And I know you guys wanted me to do some of both, so I will cut a couple of the other one. I'm thinking that it probably is not going to work with this color combination, but we'll see. Now I have to get the magnolia set too, says Pat. Yeah, you're welcome. I have been called an enabler more than once in my life. I wasn't going to get it because it's like, oh, it's another flower. But then I saw, I think it was Ange McKay colored one, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So I knew I had to have one. Okay, I'm going to cut a couple of the other colored now. Never seen a pink magnolia tree. Ours are white. They smell so good. They do. They do. And it's not that it's an ugly tree. It's just that I'm disappointed because it wasn't what I had my heart set on. But on the other hand, I also wanted lilacs. And Kathy, my neighbor, already had 3 lilac trees planted. And our other neighbor across the street has an entire hedge of them. So I'm pretty happy with the lilac trees because when I have my front door open and the wind comes in one area, the smell of the lilacs comes right into the house. Wonder if pennies would work like they do for rhododendrons and hydrangeas. I don't know, Wendy. What do they do for rhododendrons and hydrangeas? My hydrangeas have got huge blooms on them. My rhododendrons. I haven't taken my hydrangea out of the winter storage yet, so I don't know what it's doing. But the rhododendrons have lots of blooms on them. And they'll be blooming later on this summer. Takes a long time for rhodos to bloom. Okay, we have lots of these now. I like it, and the zinnias. Yes, I got the zinnias too, Dimity. Ooh, I love lilac, but they don't grow in Texas. Is it because it's too warm down there? That's strange. I thought they would grow anywhere. Okay, so here we go. These are going to go on here like this. So there's option A. Option A. Option B, and I'll cut another one of these if we need it. Option B. Or option C. Which do you like? Do you like option A is all the pink one? Option B is all the wild wheat one. And then option C is a mixture. I heard if you put Epsom's, oh, wait, I lost that. Go back up here. Renee says, I've heard if you put Epsom salt in the soil by the hydrangeas, they will turn blue. Yes, I heard that too. However, I have a pink hydrangea and I like my pink hydrangea. Too stupid hot. Okay, Marcia, I'm sorry. Just bury a few handfuls around the plant. The copper changes the color. Oh, interesting. Valerie says B. Marie says A. Marcia says B. Nadine, I agree, Marcia. What they call our Texas lilac, okay, but they have no smell. Oh, I'm sorry. Holly says A. Connie says C. Wendy, I think we have more A's than anything else. But while you're still deciding, I'll stamp the inside and the envelope so that we can start putting it together. I'm going to get my Granny Apple Green out again. And the stamp. I'm too hot in Darwin, Australia for magnolia trees, but I remember them. Oh, yeah. You live in a hot part of the world, Dimity. So there's the inside. And I had an envelope. What did I do with it? I lost the envelope. People, where did I put my envelope? Okay, I'll just grab another one. But I had it in an envelope, so I know I had one. Bizarre. Nadine says B. Hi, Carmen. There we go. Stamping is done. Not much stamping on this card. Okay, the front. White, then white. Now, a ribbon. What shall we do for the ribbon? Let me go see what ribbon we have. It's something with a bit of pink, maybe. How about some parakeet party twine? Gremlin struck again. I know they keep stealing my stuff. I don't understand. Maybe I'll just put a couple of wraps of twine on here. But let's get this to this first. Uh-oh, I'm going to run out. Do I have a spare? I don't remember whether I got a spare out or not. All right, here we go. Layer that on there. Now, take some twine and wrap it around. Oh, oh, like maybe I'll do it like this. I'll do it like that. I don't think it'll make much of a difference because I do believe we'll be covering it up with a sentiment, and I forgot to put adhesive down, so let's get a piece of tear and tape, put over top of that, hold it in place. Now, what about if we added some berry burst in there? What if we did a berry burst as well? I like mixing my adhesives. And I did the same thing. Well, let's just put this here. And there. What do you think? Do you like the twine? It's going to go on there like that. I like it. Okay, let's get some adhesive on here. If I don't run out. So Ted and I had to go over the hump today to Parksville, which is through one of our mountain passes, because he had to go and have a test done, and they have the facility over there to do the test. So we got an adventure today, and then we stopped at the Coombs Market on the way back. Okay, I need to put some glue on these. Oh, Dimity keeps losing me. Oh no. Janet likes it. Valerie loves it. You will have to remind me what card I sent. I can do that because I have it right here, Valerie. This one. Very pretty. And it's funny because I got a card from Jean using exactly the same die set last week. It's so cool. Okay. Adhesive on this. Now I think if I remember correctly, consensus was just the pink and green one. Oh, we'll just put some Tombow on here. Now, warn you, this will curl the vellum. The Tombow curls the vellum a bit. There we go. One more. There. Janet likes the twine. Thanks. Marcia says it's stunning. Yes, great minds think alike. Okay, now, you know what I didn't do? I didn't flick the color in the background. Oh well, not going to happen. See how I flicked? You can see it on this one a little bit better, how I added color in the background there, but it's not happening on this one because I forgot to do it. I can't do it now. Now, we need to figure out a sentiment. A sentiment. Do we want foil? Do we want white with Lost Lagoon? What about the Blackberry Bliss with gold? That might be pretty. What do you think? I know I haven't got the stuff on it yet. Do you like that? Yes, it would make a nice sympathy card. Do I have sympathy? I don't think I did sympathy in. No, I got happy. Okay, now I know there is sympathy. I know there is sympathy in here. Oh, Marcia says no. Thinking of you, thank you, with sympathy. It's a little tiny with sympathy. What about thinking of you? We could do thinking of you. Now, if I took the Berry Burst, so you don't have to do a full sheet of this stuff. Whereas thinking of you is up here in this corner. Put this underneath because I know I'm going to get ink on my table. And we're going to put some Berry Burst ink there all over it. Like that. Too dark and brash, she says. Okay, so I have thinking of you. Then we put our die in. And I have a piece of cardstock here. We'll put the cardstock in on top like that. And oops. Put the cardstock in there. Like now I have to get my plate for embossing because I didn't get that. Okay, so now I'm going to take this over to my machine and I'm going to run it through just like you normally do with your normal thick embossing folder sandwich with the specialty plate. Thinking of you works for a lot of cards. It does. And I prefer to do thinking of you rather than sympathy because I don't personally like the word sympathy. When I did my hospice training, we were told you can't sympathize with somebody going through mourning because it's an individual thing. You can empathize, but you can't sympathize. So I don't do sympathy. I went blurry. How come I went blurry? Can you see me now? Is it still? Oh, it must be Pat. Okay, so I have my thinking of you. We will put the greenery in like that. There's one. And I'm just slipping it underneath the twine. Two. And this one over here. Three. And then thinking of you will go right there. What do you think? Yes? No? I like it. I hope you do too. Okay, let's get some dimensionals on the sentiment and pop it up over top of the twine. Oop. This is too close to the edge. Gotta move it over. So we stopped at the Coombs Market on the way back. It's a really cool market, and he sources stuff from all over the world. But it's just it's like an old-fashioned general store, you know how they used to be, and they have a bakery in there, and they had just filled up. I don't think they've been open very long. I know a friend of mine was there last week, and they were closed. This happens when that liner flips over and it sticks. But they were open today, so they haven't been open very long. They closed for the winter. But they had fresh cannolis. And I enjoyed the cannolis. I think I'm gonna put it over to the side. I enjoyed the cannolis when we were in Italy. So I bought some. We didn't try them because I'm saving them for dinner tomorrow night so we can share them with the kids. Oh, well, happy 22nd birthday to your oldest grandchild, Valerie. That's awesome. Okay, got one more piece to put under here. Oops. Come on, lift up. There we go. Oh, what do you think? Isn't that gorgeous? Now, we can't use Pretty Peacock gems, but we might be able to get away with Petal Pink, but I'm thinking not because it's too, nope. Nope, but you know what we can do? We can get the iridescent foil gems instead of me bopping around and trying to find some that fit. And all I've got is big ones left. So let's open a new package. I might have a few packages. Oh, I got to tell you a funny story. Oh my gosh. This is full disclosure, and you're going to laugh when you hear what I did. Who's leaving? Oh, Holly, goodbye. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so I had 5 people yeah, 5 people sign up for the hot air balloon class, the local one. So I needed to make 5 kits. And I changed it up, and everybody was getting 2 card kits for each class. It's now changed because I had a discussion about that. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. So I counted 5, but then I had to make 10 kits. So then I had a blonde moment, and I made 10 of the extra things. So each person that signed up, each person in Canada that signed up for this class got iridescent foiled gems, some baker's twine. Can you see that? Some baker's twine, soft shimmer paper, vellum, and some Sunny Days designer paper from Celebration. I made 10 of these. I only needed 5. And I couldn't figure out why, when I did my ordering, why I was so short, because I usually don't have that issue. So I now have 10, no, I have 5. I used 5. So I have 5 packages for the hot air balloon class that I need to do something with. So I am offering them to you guys. If anybody would like one of those packages, $20, including shipping, and I will throw in the tutorial for 3 hot air balloon cards. Now, you don't have to use those for the hot air balloons. You can make anything out of them you want. So it has 5 sheets of vellum. It has 5 6x12 sheets of the shimmer, the fine soft shimmer paper, and that's in Bubble Bath, Berry Burst, Lost Lagoon, Pretty Peacock, and Night of Navy. See, it's listed all out here. Then this is the designer paper. The twine is Flirty Flamingo, Balmy Blue, and Lemon Lolly, and then a whole package of these. So if anybody is interested, let me know. $20, and that includes postage from me to you. Unfortunately, I can only do it in Canada. I cannot do it outside of Canada. So I'm putting these on here. Where shall I put this one? Maybe down here. There we go. And see, just a little bit of Berry Burst, dark Berry Burst Stampin' Blends, and I turned those from clear to a gorgeous pink. Look at that. Oh, Valerie would like one. Oh, thank you, Valerie. Oh, I know, Nadine. I wish. No, I don't. It would be nice to be able to share across the border, but I completely understand why they don't, because it would make it unfair because of the price difference, because we have to pay a premium in Canada and in Europe and in the South Pacific for Stampin' Up products because of the extra expense of selling them in our country. So people could order from the States at a much cheaper rate, even with the exchange. So that's why they do it. And I think I need to put a little bit of glue on the back of, even though this is vellum, because this has got color on it, I'm not worried about it showing the adhesive through the vellum. I'm just adding a little bit more so that those 2 sit down a little bit firmer. Okay, I got to make a note. Valerie would like one of those, because if I don't make a note, I am not going to remember to do it. Val, package. I will get it in the mail for you, Valerie. Thank you. Isn't that pretty? I think it turned out really good. Now, it would also be good in the other colors. This one. And maybe adding one of those in behind there would ground it, because it seems to me like there's a lot of the same color. So maybe if we slipped a couple of those in behind, we'd have a whole bouquet. What do you think? Could we add those other ones in there, or is that it? Okay. Those have glue on them now, so I'm just going to hold them down for a couple of seconds so that they... Now, what you can do with this is you can take your Wink of Stella and you can color this, and you can pull color in from that outline, and it's not quite as stark white. You're reactivating that ink and giving it a bit of a pinky tinge to it. There we go. I won't do it all because it will take me a while. Pat, what does add? Oh, Pat says add one in there. I can do this. I can cut the bottom off, make it a bit shorter, and then we can just tuck it in behind here. So if you want one of those packages, send me an email. I think I put my email address in the description of that video. Here we go. There, what do you think? Yes, no, not pretty. And then there's the with a bit of Wink of Stella on the N and a G. All right. Thank you. If you have enjoyed my video, please hit those emojis. Oh, look, it worked. Oh, I think I'm going to have to ditch Firefox. Hit those emojis and let Facebook know that you like my video. And don't forget, towards the end of April, you won't be seeing me and my hands anymore unless I figure out a way to take my camera and flip it up to see me and flip it down, because Facebook is making some big changes and we're not going to be able to use third-party applications in groups anymore. I can still do it on the page for now, but I won't be able to do it in my group. But I still get to go live, and that's what counts, right? That's right. Yeah, I'm lucky, Wendy, because I had a couple of extra ones, so extra Winkies, so I was able to take them to the Creative Escape last weekend. It was really good. And Sunday, I get to stamp with all the virtual Creative Escape people, so that'll be fun. Thank you, everybody, for your kind comments, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I did get my paper pumpkin in, so I will be live next Tuesday on my page with the paper pumpkin, but I'm also live on Monday with another card. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you soon in my craft room. Stampin' Smiles. Bye for now.